Did you know that 46% of Americans admitted to having their password stolen in the last year? Yeah, and that's just one survey. Considering a weak password can be cracked in under a second, it's more important than ever to fortify your online accounts. And thankfully, the days of remembering complex combinations are over. The alternative? Reliable password managers. So, fundamentally, what are password managers? How do they protect your data? And more importantly, how do you pick the right one? After tons of testing and research, I'll leave no question unanswered today. First things first, think of a master password like a virtual vault. It keeps your passwords and your data stored safely, and just like a vault, it needs a key to unlock it. This key is in the form of a master password, which is generally the only password you'd need to access your online accounts. Seeing as it's the open sesame for all your precious information, this password needs to be complex and strong. Studies show that simple sequences or common phrases are too easily hackable. With that said, make sure it isn't tied to your personal information, that it's unique, and has at least 12 varied characters. Aside from storing your data under encryption, they have more functionality too. Take generating new passwords as an example. Here's a password that NordPass created. For the sake of science, let's put it into our checker, which cross-references leaked passwords collected from various places and see if it comes up. Nope, looks legit to me. Now in comparison, here's a simple password widely used across the globe. Not such a good outcome, is it? If you've heard enough and you've decided that a password manager is exactly what you're looking for, I've left exclusive deals down below for my best password managers. If you need more information, I totally get it. Let's continue. So, what should you focus on when choosing a password manager? As I briefly covered, encryption is crucial. But what does that actually mean to a user? Encryption is like locking your information in a box before sending it out into the world. In short, AES 256-bit encryption is standard in today's market. It's virtually unhackable, and any company using this encryption has a good security foundation. But there are market leaders who take it a step further and offer XChaCha 20, which is just more modern and optimized. But to be fair, both encryptions paired with strong security practices will do the job. And then there's reputation, a factor that's all too often overlooked when choosing a password manager. Remember, it's not so much about leaks or hacks, it is about what the company does to safeguard users afterwards and how transparent they are. Don't get me wrong, a company with a clean slate is preferred, but don't forget that most big tech companies today have fallen victim at one time or another. LastPass is the specific password manager to reference here, losing the community trust after multiple breaches and overall lack of communication to their users. Basically, a step-by-step guide on what not to do when you want to be a company that people trust to protect their data. Alongside reputation, third-party audits are a good way to see a non-biased take on password managers, so keep an eye out for them too. A zero-knowledge architecture is another crucial ingredient in the making of a password manager pie. Anyway, a zero-knowledge architecture just means that even people working at the companies don't know your passwords, limiting how your passwords are stored and decreasing your chances of database hacks and leaks. Then there's the actual tools and how they function. This tends to be a big consideration for those that focus on value, because obviously the more a password manager can assist you in your daily activities online, the more you get for your money, right? Aside from password storing, a lot of good password manager options let you audit your accounts for any weak links. Let me show you how it's done with one of the easiest providers to use, NordPass. Down here, there's the password health section. Once clicked, I get an at-a-glance overview of my whole password ecosystem. If any are old, reused, or weak, I just use their generator to update them, like so. Next, autofill, because what is a password manager without the implementation of this tool, right? With NordPass, this is accessible on a desktop via a browser extension. And once installed, it means passwords get automatically pasted when I want to log into accounts online. I won't say it's as versatile as RoboForm in terms of form filling, but it gets the job done for accessing accounts quickly. And you can store a lot more than just passwords too. See these tabs on the left. Here, you can input credit card and personal information. Access to all of this can be synced across all your devices. Next, one of the most beneficial parts of any password manager is being able to send your private info to a trusted person. With NordPass, their implementation of this is super streamlined, and I can appreciate that I can customize how much access the recipient has. The final feature I want to talk about is passkey. Now, not all password managers have implemented this yet, so it's good to check if your provider does. But what exactly are passkeys? Well, they can be used as an alternative to usual passwords. Not only does it help you avoid phishing and brute force attacks, since you need your physical device to log in using passkeys, but it also makes the process more convenient as you never have to type in a password. Say I want to log into this website here using my laptop. Once the passkey is set up, I just need to type my account name and confirm the prompt on my nearby mobile device. Best of all, NordPass lets you set this up using biometric authentication and guides you through the setup process. What I'm getting at is a good password manager should be the happy marriage of convenience and security. And a few recommendations I can give you are NordPass, 1Password, and RoboForm. Despite NordPass being my favorite provider to use right now, and I do urge you to try it, it might not be right for everyone. This is where alternatives come in, especially if you favor family protection. 1Password has an excellent array of plans, like business or family. What's most impressive is the independent vaults you can create between users, limiting and customizing which parts each family member can access. It has a similar security architecture to NordPass in terms of audits and a zero-knowledge policy. Moreover, the features are fairly similar. However, their encryption is slightly behind, and I do favor NordPass's modern interface. The theme continues when comparing NordPass to providers like RoboForm and Keeper. Despite RoboForm being excellent for beginners and having great form-filling templates, their main selling points end there. Keeper is safe with useful features, but a lot of them aren't accessible in the lower subscription plans and are locked behind an additional paywall. Oh, and before I forget, if you want to see the most up-to-date and best pricing, be sure to scan the QR code on screen now to check it out. To sum things up, password managers are a necessity, not a luxury. If you want to protect all your accounts online from being compromised, a password manager with good cyber hygiene and a strong master key is the most effective way. Just be sure to choose a provider that suits your daily habits. If you're still hungry for more reviews and recommendations, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video to support us. If you've got any questions about Password Managers 2024 or beyond, don't be a stranger. Ask away. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you soon.